Alright, hello and welcome. Happy Sunday. So, like I said, we're gonna try and do some very weird which lines it chooses, the red lines it chooses to pick up and don't pick up depending on your zoom level. Oh, I guess we have sound now. You'll just have to believe me that, well, maybe on, like, Twitch, it actually is, like, the full dealio, but, on the capture window, it's not. So, I think something that, I just need to do is use Affinity more. So I think we're just gonna try and do a bunch of pen-related stuff. Cool. It was more that I wasn't getting any sound through my headphones. So that's where my concern was. I think we're gonna... No, actually, rather than boost it there, I should actually just turn the volume up in the player. Yeah. So that doesn't cause problems at with something else, with sound levels. So yeah, we're just gonna, I don't know, mess around with some stuff. Oh, I guess it just must have got very quiet, and then sculpt mode. What does this do? Probably... That looked pretty good. What's my range here? To 128? Well, it certainly allows for very nice spiral use. Yum potatoes. So... I don't know. I'm a big fan of things starting from the top right and swirling down into the bottom left. So let's have the mouse hit my mic stand. So I'm kind of bummed. I was looking for the connector for my draw tablet that connects it to the computer, and I can't find it. Hopefully it's just somewhere where I wasn't thinking to look, I mean, rather than it being got swept up in the shifting everything to the upstairs and then the waves of cleaning and purging. So hopefully it didn't get swept up in that. Otherwise, I don't know. I'll just order a new one, I guess. Oh, hey Blue, thanks for the host. Hey, how's it going? Does this have the same? Yeah, okay, so it goes to the same length. Oh, I see the difference. So this, you can, like, then lift it, like, straight up. Or straight over. Where with this one, if I want to turn it around, this is a like a fixed amount. Okay, that's useful and interesting to know, and good to know. What was wrong with your chat? Chat box? Yeah, it has been. It has been a time. Okay, so actually, you know, I think I've got... I think I have an actual idea. Oh. F1 is not the one move I'm looking for. Circle tool is... The ellipse tool is M, huh? Oh, they're all the same. Interesting. Okay, so that just cycles through. And then the pi tool is, I forget, a different one. What? Oh, it's a... Okay. I understand what it is now. I do not care about your view, though. I'd like these two layers. Just get rid of you, get rid of you. And then... Alright, good. So that was another thing to get used to. Alright. Is that every time you make any single object in here, it makes a new layer over here. Which is neat, but... Again, if that's not how you're used to doing stuff, it can be a little off-putting. Want the fill to be pretty... Stroke. No, but where's the... There we go. A 10 point seems pretty nice. And then it's like something like that. And now another layer. I need a better place to put this. Yeah. I think that's good. Also, I don't know. I think I talked about it a little bit, but my microphone is working again, so yay. I got a another USB microphone, and then suddenly this one started working again, so it's convenient because it's got a headphone out on it, which the other one doesn't, so I would have to use the front of my computer, which has I assume it has some sort of a grounding issue because it is extremely buzzy in the headphones. Alright, so then this pencil tool. No, A is the node tool. Alright. It's weird how it kind of pulls those ones around. I think these two are. Alright, I don't know, we got something. Oh. No. A is the node thing. Back to the pen. Up is so difficult. That's the most difficult motion. The opposite of this one. Down into the left, very simple. Up into the right, almost like actually undoable. I don't even know, how do you even describe this? Is there a way, is there like a wing divider tool in Affinity? Oh, also I should be setting up here. Like I said, I wanna earn my free streaming bucks here. Symmetry and symbol. No, not warp. Well, you know what? I guess I don't know if it's the warp tool, but mesh warp allows you to distort an image or portion of an image using a highly customized grid comprised of lines and nodes. No, not what I'm looking for. Adjustments? Curve adjustments. No. It's back to being directly in the way, and the USB cable is not quite long enough. Alright. No. Okay. I don't know why it calls these curves, but then continues to talk about this is actually only related to color. Stacking. Creative effects using stacks? No. Not what I was going for. Lines and shapes. Edit vector. I mean, this is like close to, but not quite what I'm looking for. Selecting and aligning nodes. Select multiple nodes. Uh-huh. Sure. Lasso, Alt-Key. Yeah, that's fine. Transforming curves and shapes. We're like circling around the edge of what I'm looking for. Which is, I want the ability to be like, all of this, from like this part of the curve to this part of the curve, I want to be parallel for the whole time. I don't know if there's a way to do that. No, it's not quite what we want. What if... copy and paste. I'm gonna go here. Point there, and a point, I don't know, here. Then we just delete every other point. I feel like this is close to what I was going for. But I feel like not. Not quite. Hey, it goes. How's it going? Trying to learn Affinity. My mouse drawing skills are bad. We'll just... But no. The name of the program here. F1, not the thing I want. V is the tool that I want. I mean, I guess they're vectors. Like, I guess it doesn't super matter. I don't think. It's just a double learn. But yeah, so I don't know. I was hoping to try and put the tablet out for use again, but I misplaced one of the cables that I need for it to function. So sadly, that plan is right out. It's very like gotta just instantly add a node. I mean, I used it like twice, and it definitely, it was basically me just using Inkscape with a stylus, but using the stylus as a mouse. So I'd be like, we'll put a point here, and then we'll make... so I wasn't actually using it to, like, draw. So I'm like, why is this tablet not letting me use Inkscape like I basically use Inkscape as AutoCAD? With much more typing and much less art movements. But I was looking up to see if there was a way in Affinity that I could be like, I want to maintain this distance from a curve and then just be parallel to it at all points. But I don't know if that's a thing. Like I was saying earlier, if you're doing this by hand, you'd use like a wing divider. And I only know that because of Emerald Raven told me that that's even a thing. But not even, man, there's not even like a one with Illustrator, huh? Make parallel curves. Creating, well, this Illustrator. Let's see if there's Affinity specifically, but Affinity is much closer to how to draw parallel / offset lines in Affinity. Yes, but no, because the issue is that if I did F1 doesn't do the thing that I want. If I do that, right? Control D is not duplicate. The issue is that while for, say, this part of the line, everything is hunky-dory, but then it pushes everything else out. I want it to be, I don't even know, like, internally, like a circumscribed parallel line. Does that make sense? This is a solution, but not a helpful one. Yeah, like, so what I'm imagining in my brain, the way that I'm trying to think about this, is like, well, I mean, again, it's like a physically how you would do it with a wing divider. After making the one line, I would then just do it again, and it would go, And it would maintain your inner curves and all that other stuff, and like maintain all this stuff. Now, hang on though. I had another idea. Paste. Move this over until it hits somewhere nice. And now, let's maybe shrink. Oh! Heck yeah! Thank you for the resub. Thank you, thank you. So, paint shop, I can make a vector that's an outline. Oh, just like color. There we go. So now that I've got these two lines, this feels like closer to what I want, because then I would be like, okay, we just grab from here to this point, and then take this line around. Kind of like a square tool, but whatever shape I draw. I don't... I'm not quite sure I understand what you mean. Like, you've got something that would be like... So this would be your line. So like say this part would be the line, and then you would have this and that. There's a way to do that in Inkscape, but it would only let me make the only way I know what to do, how to do that, what it would do would make this shape, and I would have this curve, and I would have this curve. So it's not like... But you know, I don't actually know how that works in... sorry, not that, but... Wait, I thought V was... Yeah. If we make you, like, stroke 50. Thank you. Oh, and then, you know, we're gonna... Really? It only goes up to 100? Do you like to... Okay, you can do whatever you want. Tight end. So if I did this, and then... How do I... There's a... How do I convert you... to do that? The thing that you described. In Inkscape, it would be Control-Shift-C, Control-Alt-C. but I don't know how to do that here. I don't know which tool I would be using. Separate curves? I mean, that seems like it could be. Convert to no. Rasterize. Create style, add to swatches. I don't know what the vector crop tool is. We are gonna unvector crop it though, that's for sure. Oh, I got a persona too. Gotta rip my face off. Okay, well, you know what? We're gonna... The best kind of Googling. Also, if you're wondering why I started to stop doing art on stream, it's because it's a lot of this, and it's not super engaging content to watch me just be like, well, I'm gonna Google this, and then, oh, that's not the right thing. Well, let's Google something else. Maybe that one will be the right thing. Alright, so... Object to path and stroke to path is the name of the techniques. Alright. Alright, stroke to path, affinity designer. Menu, layer, expand, stroke. Menu, layer. Am I... Oh, I cannot. I can't expand stroke. Ah, there we go. I guess I wasn't... So now, have you... Okay, so now I want to break the curve there. Break the curve here. And then, how do I unjoin you? Divide? No. So no fill, only stroke. So that sort of does it, but it still is one... I want you to be... I wonder if that has done it. So this isn't... It's not a bad idea, I don't think. And it certainly gives us, for this section and for this section, it gives us the kind of curve that we want up into here as well, because then, you know, we can just cut this wherever we actually wanted it to be. But how do you expand... Ugh, how would you expand this idea? Let's turn off the extraneous curves for a moment. Obviously not 50, but... It's close. Part of me also is not digging this. Yeah, it's a known technique to me. I knew how to do it in Inkscape. This was just figuring out how to do it in Affinity. It is useful. I don't know if it's what I want to use. I don't know if it's the best tool for this use, but I don't have a better... I don't have a better option, so... So... like, I get, it's like, to my non-programmer brain, it feels like it should be simpler to create a tool that'd be like, I want to duplicate this, like, just... Oh, okay, hang on. I think as I was talking out loud, I might have figured out. I'm like, I just want to duplicate this line, but then, just set it to the inside. But that already exists. So... one of these transformations. So let's... No, apparently we selected a different... Oh, because we've made new lines, of course. Copy, paste. All right, how to inset? Do inset. I'm like, there's a word for this, and the word is called... inset. I even think or offset, I suppose is probably, it'll just be on the inside. No, I don't want a short video, just where's the tool? Offset, duplicate. Nope, that's not what I wanted. Yes. Uh-huh. Sure. Uh-huh. Go through faster. But what? I don't care about your life story. What is the secret sauce? Just which of these tools? But apparently it's not the right thing. No, this is not what I want. So to like jump over in Inkscape just to talk about sort of what I'm getting at in Inkscape is that you would just go, you know, dynamic offset, and then I can just grab this. Let's actually make a copy, and then you can just do this. And, you know, just do all sorts of neat stuff, and it's just continues to be one command here. You can make really neat little patterns, and it's really cool to watch it just move around. But that's like what so that's the functionality that I want. I think as we were talking, that would be the thing that I want to do. I want to try some Inkscape stuff again. So if I wanted to, and then I always forget dynamic. Oh, it was just Control J. Huh, interesting. I don't think I've ever used it for like a non... Alright, well, Inkscape doesn't have us doesn't have the functionality that I thought it did. Or it does have the functionality, but the functionality is still not not what I want. So I guess to get back to the point I was trying to make, so like you have this curve, and I guess from what my non-programming brain doesn't get is like I just want to put like a ball here, and then like just literally have it roll along the inside of this curve, and then just draw like a safety bumper or something. Like I don't even know how to describe the thing that I'm asking for in a meaningful way. You know, as example here, the vector brush. So it's got this window mode where it's got this line that it has. Let me make the line bigger. You know, it has this line that you drag the thing around. So why can't I make a right? Is my rambling making any amount of sense here? Because the tool already exists in a way, averaged over a flexible window, or the rope, you know, because this tool already exists, it has an ability to maintain a distance and then do things like, well, if I want to turn it, you know, you could move it and then move it in a different direction to make sharp corners like this one. I kind of want one that says you'll never get closer than a set distance to another line. Like, select this line, select the brush, and then start drawing, and even if I, like, pulled it down over this way, it would just go, you know, whatever, you know, that pink little thing here. Make it larger. That pink line there, it would always maintain that distance. Even if I pulled, like, straight down, it just wouldn't move until I pulled it over, and it could slide off. That makes sense? But does this number go to arbitrarily big? No, 128. I mean, I guess that's fair. What about just the regular pen tool? Oh, I guess what's the difference between vector brush and the pencil tool? Seem very similar. 8 opacity, blend mode, normal controller. None. All right. stabilizer, blend mode, normal. So there's no blend mode, which I don't necessarily know if that means anything, but like it maybe made a bit of a smoother curve, but I really can't tell. So I don't know what the difference is between those two. Is there a difference between a sax butt and a trombone? Difference between pencil tool and brush tool. Brush tool line cannot have a fill, huh? I don't know. Can't quite tell. So just keep using pencil. Man, smooth curves are extremely difficult to draw for me on a mouse. Oh, I accidentally deleted the whole layer. I just feel... I don't know. I feel like I am doing this incorrectly because of similar lessons that I've learned in Inkscape. If after doing a thing, I then have to move every single node, I'm doing it wrong. You know what I mean? Either my technique is bad, which is, you know, that's something that comes with practice. Or I have a more fundamental misunderstanding of what I'm trying to do. And I feel like it's only like 8%, not 8%, like it's only like, it feels like only like 30% is I just don't have the technique for affinity down yet, and that's, you know, part of what's causing my issues. But I also feel like I'm doing like the wrong I'm doing the wrong thing, you know? But, I mean, things that I like about Affinity, this right here, where it's like, hey, this is a 90-degree angle. That's extremely I like. So it does a lot of node-related things for lining stuff up I find nice. It's just that I can't move the mouse in a straight line. And some of this just seems more frustrating than it feels like it should be. Oh, you know, actually, I think I know a good way to describe this. At least for this type of stuff, I wish that it functioned more like an actual piece of string. No, the Bezier curves, it's not. Yeah, Be-Sure curves. I mean, like, these, you know, 5 circles are a physical thing. And I would tape a piece of string here and wind it around to here and around to, you know, wherever I wanted it to stop. And then tape it down. And then do another. Because, like, setting this kind of thing up is not difficult for me. And even if, you know, this step, I could do an Inkscape and then, you know, set a couple of internal ones. So, you know, if I say, let's... If I took this guy and... Nope. Control D is not duplicate. J is duplicate. You know, did this so that, you know, this one would come around all the way onto the outside. Put a line between the two of them. Erase to intersection and then hope for the best. And I don't think I follow your logic. Erase the circle part to intersection of the straight line part. I'm still not following it, I don't think. I mean, it could be that I'm doing the thing that you're suggesting, but I'm just being dumb. Yeah, node tool, please let me, oh, because it's locked, of course. Wait, but how did I lock the layer? Ah. So, I mean, kind of exactly what I'm doing. I am looking forward to Brenna, for sure. She was so teeny the last time I saw her. I told you, I was like, she's gonna be a long kitty, and she has become long. Yeah. I'm not surprised that a second cat did not turn Brenya into a kind and loving companion. So yeah, like, so this is not, this is a nice curve. This is a nice curve. This part not so much, but whatever. We're not. I guess I just want like a better way to do that. Like watching people in Photoshop and they're just like, I'll just select these things and go like whoop, and then it makes all of these little bits. And you're like, but how? All right, you know what? Something. All right, let's look this up too. How do you make things tangent? Yes, snap to geometry. Frig. Wait. But how? Don't just... This guy's just being a jerk and be like, I just eyeball it. Good enough. No. I need an actual thing. Oh, this is 2017. Oh, someone's necroing this thread. I like the most recent comment on snapping to tangent points is being like, in 2003, Vizio could do this. Illustrator or AutoCAD? That's, I mean, part of the reason why I used Inkscape and now picked this up, because this was only 25 bucks. Like $600 a year. F that. F that. Okay, so, you know, I don't actually need these two. Pen tool is... Sorry, pencil tool is N. No. Interesting. All right, have some good food and coffee. 3:21. Yeah, it's just practice mostly, and hopefully I'll find that cable. Hopefully I find that cable, because I would like to. Because like if I'm gonna edit if I'm going to have to already edit every single node, I would rather just because I don't have one. Like, I know I've talked about this before, but I don't feel you understand how effort I put into my stream for so long. Like, this chat showing up and stream notifications, that was a February ad. 2 years into streaming, I have an overlay and notifications when people subscribe and follow and cheer and crap like that. No, dear Lord. I did a couple of times. Doesn't default, but I bet... Oh, you know what? I bet it's an export. Yeah. Oops, not shrink, but open. So what's this look like? Oh. Oh, because they're each layers. Alright, if I... There we go. Please stop. There we go. 45. It's like 40. Which actually be like 20, 0 to 180. Stroke was 10 pixels. Oh, because we're not measuring in pixels, we're measuring in millimeters if we're gonna do everything in pixels. 169, nice. 169 divided by 4. Oops. Tilde doesn't help me at all. So I've been debating this hybrid approach where basically I would set all the spirals in Inkscape and then use the better brush tool in Affinity to finish. And I am still leaning much more towards... I mean, if you're still here and lurking, like, I don't have any... There's only one command, and it's that one. I guess sorry, all default commands are still there. So shout out and a woot. That's it. Those are my only two commands, and no one ever rates me, so I never use the shout out. Well, I mean, there is something to be said by not having to put something through multiple programs to get it where you want. Alright, so you know what? Let's... It's not 28. I mean, I understand. I just... The other people that I know that do Celtic art digitally do not use multiple programs. They use CorelDRAW and Affinity specifically as well. But... True, but it's also like what it's not necessarily comparing their output, it's their process that I want to know more about and how they do it. But it doesn't, my vocabulary is not good enough to ask meaningful questions that can get good feedback either online or from them. Right, I don't know. Please snap to a quadrant. That's fine. We can always try and snap the center here, guys. Fine, never mind. Which one of you is a quadrant point? A bounding box, bounding corners, midpoints of the bounding box. Ah, smooth note. There we go. That's what got turned off. This one was 35.55. Dude, so I actually probably want like. It doesn't look like it's in the center, does it? Why is this one throwing me? Come in around and then to here. $170. And then I believe 65 and 65 is gonna be what we want, yeah. So 2. Not quite, huh? $110. $55. Okay. So like this functionality here is what I like in Inkscape a lot. Being able to just measure and be like, it needs to be this long. As far as I can tell, functionality does not exist in doesn't exist in Affinity, or at least not in such a easy to use way. Alright, this guy is gonna be a alright, relative change, angle 120 degrees. Duplicate. Negative 120 degrees. Yeah, not a relative change. Vertical is 90. Wait a minute. That. Negative 30? Yeah, that looks better. And then you should just be regular 30. Cool. Alright, 95. 95 divided by 2 is 45.5. No, it's not. That's 91. It's gonna be 44 or something. 47, right? Plus 2. Yes. And then little whip. Transform. I wonder why the smaller ones look so much. There we go. Oh no, what have I done? Please undo these markers. Yes. Out. Alright. Use the bathroom. I shall be right back. Run a quick little ad for y'all because they're fun. Alright, and we're back. Also, I was just looking at the Watch Me Work leaderboard. So, I am the most work streamed this month. I'm the 5th most in the 3 streams that I've done, to give context as to how few people kind of use the site. But if it gets me more $50 Amazon gift cards, or $10 Amazon gift cards even, that would still be pretty baller. So how come you don't quite... No. Alright, where is your... There we go. Okay, so now... if we open you... We've also got like a big transparency filter on, apparently. So it is nice to be able to switch between these very quickly. So if I copy this line in here, call it lines, and paste that line in it. Boop, boop, boop. It's very fart sounding. Hey, how's it going? Oh, right. So what happens here then? So you are... This one is a confused file, but... No, because we already saved the changes for this one. So the next line, sorry, I would like you to be this way. Also, I kind of want you to be this way too. So to be something from like this point on this line. We set that as 8. Why is this so difficult to select? There we go. That's why it was so hard to select, because it was not... It was on a locked layer. So I don't think that's really the right way for that place to go. Yeah, I mean, I some tabletop gaming at 10 a.m. this morning, and I'm like, oof. Having to get up and think. so bad at mouse drawing. Just, oh, it feels so unnatural. Alright, well, now time to delete extra nodes and edit all of these ones. Nope, not what I wanted. Yeah, well, I have the big dumb and I lost my thing that was made for drawing. I mean, I can buy a new one, I just... I'm annoyed. I'm annoyed by it. I think I need this guy. Or that guy. Don't need extras. But I am gonna email them because the replacement doesn't match the photo that comes in the box, so I'm kind of like, I'm a little paranoid. But yeah, you know, to extol the virtues of Inkscape, or not Inkscape, Affinity. Affinity lets you lock in and like lock the initial angle that you're at. So you'd always be pulling at the same angle. So once once the piece is set and you got the tangent, but the tangent functionality doesn't exist as far as I could tell from a quick Google. So there's no technical tangent line for here. Or theoretically there is, it just doesn't show up. Snap to object geometry, but that should include tangent lines, but I don't know. I actually don't think we need this line either. If I go far enough, it will unsnap to my initial angle, but the song was very rat sounding. Did it remind anyone else of like a rat? Yeah, I don't think we need these two or these two. Pretty sure we will need this guy, though. Oh, no, I just added another point there. Something like that, and then something like this. I want to reverse. Oh, makes it difficult to chat, I would imagine. Yep. Only allowed 500 characters. Oh, what? No. No. How do I... there we go. Ah, I... Oh. Did that in the wrong order. No, I wanted this. Oh, it's because I'm in the wrong... Oh, the pen tool. Oh, that's what. Okay. I'm like, why does that not work correctly? Not. It's because V is the node tool. No, V is the move tool. A is the node tool. P is the one I wanted. Smooth. Not very smart. How are you? Is there a 15-degree rotation? Because I got 90 and I got 45. Oh. $45, 90, yeah. Alright, affinity. rotate snapping. Snap to a certain angle on rotate. But it's not... Okay, so this is telling me that it's defaulting to 15 degrees, but it clearly isn't. This is not a 15-degree jump. This is a 45-degree jump, almost certainly. Because there's only one step between parallel, or, you know, horizon and vertical. Horizontal and vertical. So I'm not getting my 15 degrees. Now, the reason why I wanted to default to some 15-degree angle snapping is because if you're split around 120 degrees like this, then I would prefer to be able to make jumps in 120 degrees around the edge. Because we can get... Oh, network error, huh? But we're still live, it looks like. So that's good. But I would rather be tangent here and then snap it to 120 degrees on this side and 120 degrees on that side for, you know, peak tangenticity, but... apparently not available. So you do really just like shoot way down here. See, this is where like I want like a, I don't even know, like a little, you know, those Zen rakes. I want to be able to like stick it. I can't point in a way that you'd see, but like stick it right here. And then be like, all right, rotate around this circle and smooth out all the selected lines so that they're tangent. You know, just like make it go like, whoop, rotate 120 degrees and smooth everything out, and then, you know, reset it in one more layer and have it go again. This chunk is... and we got a little flattened edge on our circle here. I wonder if the real answer is what the monks did and make a stencil. And by what I mean is, like, make a bunch of make, you know, 2, 3, 4 spiral cores, and then just they'd be a big sticker that you could I don't know, isn't one of these insert clip art or like a stamp tool? Film, vector brush. Maybe that's a GIMP thing rather than but then just like get to, you know, this step where they're all set and I could just be plonk, put the stamp in, and then do some small adjustments. Something like parts of it, like this is so much easier for me in Inkscape. Like if I want to just nest a number of you know, if I want to nest a number of different circles into each other, it's very trivial to do it at arbitrary amounts. So now, like, these are all centered on the same spot. So like this kind of thing. And I also find, I mean, the navigation is easier, but that's just a practice thing. Like F1 is that, you know, the node tool is N, that type of stuff. So like whatever, that kind of thing, learning keyboard shortcuts, I'll figure that out. But if I wanted to do something like that here, so I would first off get my ellipse, make my ellipse. Now there's no real way, the only way you can change the values is actually down here. But yes, I know. And so for like a F1 is not the node tool, it is help. And so for like a single one, doesn't matter. Control J, duplicate, you know, turn it, rather than Control D for duplicate, and, you know, I can set it to 250, or apparently I set it to 350. But you'll notice it doesn't keep it centered to the same spot. It just made it slightly bigger. I would have to manually center them. But what I couldn't do is something like this, where hang on, let's delete these two guys. So if I had this, what I can do in Inkscape that I don't know if it's possible to do in Affinity, because these are the same size thing, you know, I can manually take it down to this, and it will continue to build the spiral as I work my way in. Where in Affinity, that would look more like, well, first off, there's no quick way the the ellipse tool on this only makes full ellipses. If I want part of one, I need to use the pi tool. So you can already tell that it's not really the same thing. Like if I change this to 300 to 300, you know, it'll change the 1. Rotate. So, but now you can see here the height and the width are now no longer the same. So if I just did what I did before, which was reduce the radius by 60 each time, so, you know, 240 by brain 260, it pushes them up over there. Will this work? Right, but it's not something I want to manually adjust. Oh, okay. I'm like, why did everything look different for a second? Oh, and you should have actually been... Oh my god, I'm hitting all the... No, please. Give me my... You should actually be 260, not 280. That was a typo. But yeah, you can see that it doesn't... So it doesn't preserve the arcs the way that I want them to. Yes, but as a demonstrating as to why the ellipse tool in Inkscape is more effective, you can see that it doesn't preserve the angle, where here it makes the like it gives you your... What's what I'm looking for? The curve is equidistant, or whatever the distance between each line is consistent. And you can just go whoop. So I find this part a lot easier to use in doing this type of stuff. But, like I was saying, Affinity has a much more robust drawing tool. Like the pencil brush will make much smoother curves. And more useful is things like it has a lot more. So like you see how these are both. Well, they were both purple. It's like when we were more zoomed out, it was just being more generous about it. So the various colors. I forget. There is a way to check when it does each initial one. But like you can get stuff like this where let's try and set it up here. So like between these two nodes, now here's a 90-degree angle. So it wants to it'll let you lock in on this 90-degree angle, which can, you know, make for much smoother curves. Also, once you've set, if I hold shift and do this, it will always, it wants to default to just continue pull it within reason along this line before it snaps to the standard 15-degree rotational axis. So you see how it's got a bigger jump between here and here and here? You also notice that it's orange. So like there's a lot of nice little things for, you know, node manipulation that this does way better than Inkscape. Inkscape does not let you, like if I did a let's do one with. Like if I hold shift doesn't do anything. I can hold control, but control actually will try and lock me into one of the, you know, the 15-degree rotations. So it's much more annoying. And I think the program just has better line control, I think. So yeah, I don't know. It's a bit of a mixed bag. I was hoping to. I've said this a couple times on chat now, on stream so far, but I was trying to get the. I was hoping to get my. My drawing tablet, hook that back up, but at some point during the shift upstairs and the number of, you know, cleaning purges that happen to the basement to convert it to a sleeping spot, I have misplaced the cable, which is unfortunate because it's a weird and specialty cable that has power, computer connectivity, and HDMI on it. So unfortunately, until I get another one of those, the tablet won't be able to go anywhere. But I wanted to just, like, you know, give Affinity a try with their better pencil tool and actually do some drawing and then go in and make circles and things like that. Because if I'm gonna, like I said, if I'm gonna have to edit every single edit all of these nodes anyway, like I might as well draw them by hand rather than get frustrated and of course I know how that works. Like Like, I'm just trying to remember, because I feel like I have seen it in the last couple of months. Like, I touched it. But I don't know where I put it down. So, that's frustrating. But, yeah, like, if I'm going to have to redo all of the lines anyhow, or, you know, finesse them up, touch them up a little, I would rather make these lines be as close to good as I can. But yeah, like, I mean, just little stuff like that where, you know, I don't want to get rid of this grid. I don't think it's this helpful. View. Show grid. Get out of here. I suppose that is one other thing. You're only allowed one grid, as far as I can tell. I can show the grid, and it can either be... It can be one of these things, but you can only have the one. So there's another kind of... You know, if you want to get more... Do more comparisons. Inkscape... I assume it has some sort of limit to... the number of grids that you can do and make and create. It probably related to your computer... you know, computer's ability to handle stuff, but being able to set up custom grids has been very helpful for me personally in doing a lot of Inkscape work. Because then you can layer your grids for useful things. This one, no such luck. But, you know, you can see things like that. The yellow here. You know, it's telling you that, oh, you are snapped to this curve. I don't know what this line that this green line is. Oh. So, yeah, like I'm saying, It's a mixed bag a little bit. I'd say right now it's like 30% of frustration is unfamiliarity with software, and then like another 40% is technique, and then the rest is just miscellaneous frustration. But we do continue our trend of making things that are vaguely snail-like. Got one snail here. This could also be a one larger snail. So there's at least 2 snails so far. Yeah, see, this part looks... This doesn't look good. If I copy something in here... Does it paste in Inkscape? It does paste in Inkscape. Let's just... Heckin' convenient now, isn't it? That works the other way. We copy... Oh, it does work this way too. Also, this crashes way less than Inkscape when you're rotating a lot of stuff with many snappable options. Huh. Shift. I would like to move. I don't... What was that menu? What did I just do? You saw that, right? It had like a weird axiomatic grid. Yeah, okay. What? So only while holding control. But I don't... That's a weird one. I don't understand what this is for. Like, it kind of... Yeah, but... How come this is the only thing that it does that with? I also don't know if it is for 3D. It looks more like it is a, like a golden ratio spiral triangle, or a spiral rectangle, you know, where you've got the spiral in there, and then at each, like, tangent point... Because you can see, like, the furthest, you know, each of the lines hits the outer tangent. But I'm not sure for, like I said, I'm not sure for what purpose. Like, and then why does it differentiate? What's the 21 point... The 21.3 there? What's that? Like, where's that line in reference to anything else? Because it doesn't look like it's going through this, like, the center point, which should be the center of that S. Yeah, see, it's changed. Is this like some sort of skew? Like, this one's the most close to being that tangent. Yeah, like I said, it's just... I'm unsure as to for what purpose. Because now that we've rotated, like, this... Wait, what? What am I doing? What? What? So, I'm holding control. So to get here, you see how we've got these... at least I know how to do what we're doing. I just don't know what it does or what it means. So you see how we got these blue dots? If outside of the bounding monks, I hold control, they go away, and I come in and put the cursor on... any of the lines. So I get it. So I mean, it's giving me the... Yeah, exactly. Better to get results than know what you're doing. Like, I feel like these numbers are useful. I just don't know For what? Yeah, I know, but like I don't. How is this helpful? Like what does this tell me? Or what can I use for this from this? What do I learn? Also, I think it is just a like a group thing. So let's see if I have learned. So okay, so it is a function of grouping. I don't know. Can you cut out sections that way? I don't think so. Like, it gives you these distances. This feels like this is useful knowledge. I just don't know what what I would do with this knowledge, you know? Like, cause you know what this reminds me of? This diagram right there. It reminds me of like any number of things from Stevik's book. Like, so many of the drawings are just basically like a handful of, like, here's a shape and then here's a bunch of curves that tell you what the rest of the area is. Like it gives me a huge this kind of vibe. Let's do this so I can, like, that kind of a thing right here. No, you know, I got the chatting one. Hang on. Phew. We big. You know, it reminds me of stuff like this. But I don't know. You know? Like, because now you could start to, you know, make sure your borders are set up in good ways. But I also don't even know what this function is. You know what? Let's look up the holding control and hovering over a line. A group of objects. Affinity. Alright, what is this technique? Six tools you should be using right now, huh? No, this isn't. I don't think this is what I want. No. Corner tool. No. Though the corner tool could be useful, but not what I'm going for at this moment. Pressure sensitivity grab. Like, I don't use a tablet, so pressure not helpful. No, okay, this is not. Keyboard shortcuts action. Operation, file, tool. Like, I'm... How do I even... What am I... Oh, you know what? For once, let's actually hit the F1 and want it to be help this time. Groups. No, I want to... Yeah, that's how you group an object. But no. Like, I want more specific. This is... like, even trying to describe this question makes me sound insane. Holding control while hovering over a line in a set of grouped objects. But that's just too much... That's too much specificity for Google to handle. No, and this is all about affinity diagrams, not helpful. Alright, well, you know what? Hang on, we can... Oh, I can't... I can't take a screenshot because the, holding the control button screws up the shortcut. Oh, it did. I was able to print screen, though. Well, again, there's another helpful thing. Giving you your So we'll say another thing I don't... Wait. Oh, okay, never mind. I'm still... Another thing I do kind of find a bit annoying. Flower Galaxy, obviously. No. Well... something else. I don't know how to make an infinite thing. Like, you know, in Inkscape, you can just, you know, within reason, like, you can zoom way out and make this thing gigundo. You know, we're currently at negative 130 million pixels. You know, I believe one of these will get us back to home. Yeah, 4 is the home view. But Affinity, you have to set your size, so that's kind of annoying. But we did solve our problem. I figured out how to at least get a... Oh, but it puts them all back in. Alright, well, I can edit this image later. But that is going to do it for me for tonight. Let's see who's online. And I'll try and find some sort of forum to be like, hey, how do I... Like, what is this? And how is it helpful? Alright, well, let's raid... Yes, Noodles. Let's raid XDiv, since she popped in earlier. What's she doing? Just chatting, so probably actually making some art. Alright, raid channel. Oh, of course. Every time. I'm like, why would I want to go to the people that I follow and I'm friends with and things like that first, when clearly I type X? I want the #1 person with the X name to raid, because they're going to care about me raiding with, I don't know, 4 people, 3 people. If they even allow raids at all. Anyway. No stream tomorrow, probably. I probably will be tired from driving. So Tuesday will be the next stream day, I suspect. I'll keep everybody updated through Discord and Facebook. Otherwise. Later.